The most important skill you develop in your 20s is the ability to protect yourself. And I don't even mean from the rest of the world, I mean from yourself. No. Contact is deleted, he's blocked on everything.
You blocked him on Instagram?
Yes.
WhatsApp?
Of course.
Venmo?
Toxic is going to be your type for a while, so block the number. You're never going to be a morning person, so set the alarms. And you've probably got a few years left of lightweight behavior in you, so protect yourself from the hangover. I use Sober Rush because it prevents hangovers from happening instead of just curing the symptoms, and it helps me wake up more refreshed the morning after a night of drinking. So protect yourself because you never know where the night will take you. I see little versions of me everywhere, and some days all I want to do is warn them that the inevitable cruel pains of the adult world are coming to take them away from themselves, but the rational side of me that's not completely fucking insane just kind of wants to tap them on the shoulder sometimes and tell them to take more pictures. We all lose the final straw of our innocence at some point, and of course, it's always sad and unfair, but I don't know, there's something comforting about the fact that you can't really lose your innocence more than once. My most painful moment might not be behind me, but my most unfair one is, and I feel like tomorrow has my name on it. I thought about kids and why people choose to have them in the first place. When you ask parents why they had kids, a lot of them say, well, we did because we did. But I never wanted motherhood to be something that just happened to me. I wanted to choose it and prepare. A new person is a new chance, and though a part of you knows you're bringing a child into this world just to have an imperfect life, another part of you hopes you can give it at least a better one. And if not a better one, then at least one with different problems. I thought about my potential baby, who up until this point had nothing to eat but cocaine and pickle juice. And I thought about all the problems this baby would have, so many similar to the ones I had already lived through, and all I could think was, fuck, that is unfair. I thought about killing myself. That was the reason I never stayed on birth control in the first place. It always made me suicidal. And now here I was, pregnant, and in the same emotional space I had tried to avoid this whole time. I guess that's what my depression feels like for me. It's that fear that the person you were born to be and all the things that happen to you are always going to outweigh the decisions you got to make yourself. And the grief that comes every time you prove yourself right.
I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
I can't stop thinking about her. I can't stop thinking about everyone else thinking about her. And even though we pick a different stranger's relationship to pick apart every other week, the thing that's sticking with me about this conversation in particular is how mad everyone is at the idea that she made the video for clout. And though she's denied that's why she did it, it's still the hypothetical question I can't stop thinking about. Would I sleep with a married man? Yes, but only professionally. I have some ethics, but also I live in New York. But would I embarrass this pregnant woman for clout? And that's the question I've been mulling over in my head all week. The question I've been asking my friends over pedicures and late night work sessions and 2 p.m. brunch. What is the worst thing you could do if it meant that your life would change for the better? Now, some of my mutuals in the pretty money community have said that Sumner's fucked her bag up by outing this very high-profile man. No one will want to book time with a girl who blabs on TikTok the second you piss her off. And I get why they're saying that, but I don't agree. And here's why.
Like, yeah, of course I'm clout chasing. Like, yeah, I made up the Jeffree Kanye rumor. Like, yeah, I'm like talking to Monty Lopez. Like, for clout, so what? They want to just seem like people effortlessly care about them. I'm like, they don't. I'm like, unless
you're like, you have to make them care.
Yeah.
Being known, even if it's being known as a villain, is almost always more lucrative than being anonymous. And if you're savvy enough, you can make something sustainable out of that 15 minutes of fame.
Catch me outside. How about that? I'm here to announce Bad Scholarships, which is my $1.7 million scholarship fund.
I try to imagine what I'd do with the kind of leverage that she has. How I'd feel if all the mythology surrounding this event was actually true. I think about how everyone else has treated me all of adulthood. Getting compliments on the body I was more or less born with than on anything I actually ever put effort into. The idea that no matter what type of degree I get or how smart I am, I will probably always make more money on OnlyFans. I think about the life that wealth brings that I'm always so close to but that is never actually mine, and how sick I am of being the plus one. And then I think about my life without wealth and without proximity to this man or men like him, being one medical catastrophe away from financial ruin, sleeping on the couch of a studio apartment to save money on rent because even though I do make 40 times the rent, someone else's parents make 80. I think about how much work went into just getting a normal middle-class life and still how hostile this world continues to be for anyone who is not a millionaire.
How do you work a 9-to-5 without being suicidal?
I swear New York City landlords are just taking out essential items of an apartment one by one to see how many they can remove before people get mad.
Let's talk about exclusionary architecture and design.
Buildings full of gigantic apartments where you can see everything the city has ever made for miles and miles and miles. Greatness of, human creation, blah, 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 what have you. And no one lives there. Someone owns it, but they've never been in it for years and years and years. All these people sleep down on the street below. It's it is just fucking crazy. And the only reason I get to be up here is because I'm a kind of pretty person who knows pretty people, who knows rich people. I don't belong here either. And this guy with money and talent and freedom to spare wants my time and my silence and now my name.
I'm in hell. I have to be in hell at this point.
Of course I'm gonna publicly humiliate this rich man for profit. I would be a fucking idiot if I didn't. And sure, some people might not ever respect me again, but I don't care because other people's respect cannot buy you a dignified life. And I am so sick of hoping that I'll be able to afford one day. And then I remember the reason I have the leverage that I do is because he has a wife, a pregnant wife. So I'm sitting here now and I'm asking myself, what is the worst thing I would do to get what I wanted? Would I spread idiotic pick-me rhetoric on the internet? No. Would I end a friendship for a better contract? Maybe. Would I help humiliate a pregnant woman? I would. I say I would. I think I would. But I don't think I could. But I feel like a fucking idiot for being the person that couldn't. But I really feel like most of us are so close to going from the person who wouldn't to the person who does.
So here I am.